Yo, how you doing? It's Coach Carvel Bailey, and welcome to yet another episode of Lunch and Learn. Coach Carvel Bailey's Lunch and Learn. Just want to talk to y'all today, right? We're just going to talk about the state of basketball, right? Where basketball is right now. All right. So share this with somebody, and then let's come back and let's have a good conversation. All right.
So many teams their team morale is going down because they aren't running the floor, and I'm talking about on defense. So many teams are getting beat back on defense to where before they know it, they're down 8, 10, 12 points. Teams that make runs on you, generally those runs are made in transition or fast breaks. Teams don't generally make complete basketball runs in a half-court set. Teams really don't make runs strictly in a half-court set. Those runs build up momentum due to teams not getting back and running the court, running the floor on defense. So now they're able to get an easy shot. Now they're able to get a quick transition bucket. Now that confidence and that momentum is building up. Now they're able to, bang down a three. Now, they get it going, the crowd get rolling, the other coach like, timeout. And then when that other coach do that, now the momentum is that much greater. Does that make sense? So if teams really just run the floor on defense, they'll solve half their problems. If you can get back on defense and stop a team's ability to get easy buckets, well, now that team has to think. You see how everything goes back to this? Now that team has to think. Now they have to call that play. They have to run that play. They have to try to figure it out, but they have to try to figure it out on the fly, as opposed to now they just playing off instinct and just off reaction because that momentum is building up and now they just totally charged up. So run the court, run the floor on defense.
Hey, listen, that was so good. I'm gonna play that again. That was so good. I'm gonna play that again. Listen to it. I want you to really listen to what it's saying.
So many teams their team morale is going down because they aren't running the floor, and I'm talking about on defense. So many teams are getting beat back on defense to where before they know it, they're down 8, 10, 12 points. Teams that make runs on you, generally those runs are made in transition or fast breaks. Teams don't generally make complete basketball runs in a half-court set. Teams really don't make runs strictly in a half-court set. Those runs build up momentum due to teams not getting back and running the court, running the floor on defense. So now they're able to get an easy shot. Now they're able to get a quick transition bucket. Now that confidence and that momentum is building up. Now they're able to, bang down a three. Now, they get it going, the crowd get rolling, the other coach like, timeout. And then when that other coach do that, now the momentum is that much greater. Does that make sense? So if teams really just run the floor on defense, they'll solve half their problems. If you can get back on defense and stop a team's ability to get easy buckets, well, now that team has to think. You see how everything goes back to this? Now that team has to think. Now they have to call that play. They have to run that play. They have to try to figure it out, but they have to try to figure it out on the fly, as opposed to now they just playing off instinct and just off reaction because that momentum is building up and now they just totally charged up. So run the court, run the floor on defense.
All right, here we go. How y'all doing? So listen, let's talk basketball today. Let's talk the state of basketball. I know a lot of y'all are deep into your AAU seasons, and a lot of parents are heavily into that right now. But talk to me, right? Talk to me about what's headed, like where is your athlete as it relates to this game, right? And then I just want to talk about where is basketball headed, right? We have a couple things. Women's championship is over. Men's championship is over. Women's basketball is moving in a great direction. They have great momentum. And women's basketball has been great for a long time. But now the masses are starting to see it. So most people are starting to wake up to women's basketball, like most NBA players are starting to wake up to kind of the whole AAU travel club ball scene and kind of what it's doing to basketball. So that's just what I want to talk about today, right? Like, what's the state of basketball, right? Where is your athlete? What's going on with your athlete? And then I'm gonna drop some things that can help you and your athlete as you get ready for this off season, because there are about 5 to 6 different seasons throughout the year. So we know that there's preseason, right? Then you have the season, the regular season, right? So you have preseason. And then you have the regular season. And then you have conference. And then you have second round of conference. Then you have playoffs, right? And then you have the postseason. And then you have the off season. So it's about 7 different seasons, depending on how you look at it, right? So where's your athlete in these seasons, right? And again, we're talking about everything from once season ends, it's postseason. So you go from postseason to off season, from off season to preseason. Does that make sense? Right? You go from postseason, when the season is over, postseason to then off season. Postseason means it's over. And the off season means you're off. Postseason is over. And people may say, well, those are the same things. It's not, from a mentality standpoint of being able to structure a plan to be able to help your athlete. You have the postseason when the season is over. Then you have off season. Now, off season is important because, like, it's now. What is your athlete doing during off season? Does that make sense? So you got postseason, off season. And then you have preseason. If your athlete just starting to develop come preseason, they're already 2 seasons behind. Does that make sense? Right? Postseason, you got to think about and make the adjustments. Then off season is when you start to get everything together. Preseason. Now from preseason, then we go into, and preseason is before the season and really all the games leading up before conference. Conference, we're at season number 4 already, right? Well, if we count postseason or postseason, we're at off season, preseason, conference, first round of conference. Now, first round of conference is big, but it's not as big as second round of conference. Second round of conference is typically after the new year occurs. So that's a whole new season because you lose players, you gain players during the second round of conference. And then after you go to second round of conference, which is now season 4, right? Because I'm starting with off season, not postseason. So now you got postseason, or you got off season, preseason, first round of conference, second round of conference, right? And then after that, now you have playoffs. Playoffs is a whole new season, whole different mentality. And then after playoffs, then you have postseason. So what is your athletes doing during that time of all of these seasons? Is their workout, is their development, is their mentality the same as they go through every season of the year? Now, some are, but it shouldn't be, because there's certain things you should be doing with your body. It's definitely certain things you should be doing and working on with your mind to be able to prepare for conference, second round of conference, playoffs. All those things matter. And depending on where your athlete is along this journey, they may have never understood this, may have never heard this before. So just as a parent, as a coach just listening, have you ever heard of this, right? Just drop a yes or no. Have you ever heard of it being between 6 and 7 different seasons throughout the year, right? You can also let me know what city and state you're checking in from. But this is the conversation about where's basketball going. But it starts here, because if your athlete doesn't understand the breakdown of all the different seasons, they're probably really behind. So I just wanted to just give that to y'all, right? Just the different seasons. I want to see if you can understand the mentality needed for every step of the way. But basketball is heading in a whole different direction, right? We've talked transfer portal, right? Players want to get paid, NIL, 1-year scholarships, right? Players are leaving, transferring. Nobody's committed to a thing anymore. It's just all what's in it for me. And then that may leave certain opportunities short for other individuals and certain people. So that's why we're doing our JUCO exposure camp, year 2. Year 2 of our JUCO exposure camp. If you heard about what your athlete got going on, what's going to happen, right? They need to be at our JUCO exposure camp, April 26th, 2 to 7 p.m. And this is for junior college sophomores, freshmen that's looking for a new school, red shirts, as well as available. That's been out of school that's still looking. So I ain't gonna be before y'all long. I'm gonna start keeping this short and sweet as we have moved into our off season. This off season is gonna be meant for those individuals that want it. The individuals that want it and want the information, I'm here for you. And we're gonna provide every resource to give it to you. But those that don't want it, you're gonna stay stuck with your problem. And your athlete gonna probably be on the outside looking in sometime soon. All right. But listen, go get registered and understand that there are about 6 or 7 different seasons as we talk about this basketball thing. All right. Coach.
Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry. This is Blessed to Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed to Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed to Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant. Blessed to Ball. Cherish the opportunities that you have. Blessed to Ball. Use your mentality to master the craft. Blessed to Ball. Come join our team. It's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Blessed to Ball. Cherish the opportunities that you have. Blessed to Ball. Use your mentality to master the craft. Blessed to Ball. Come join our team. It's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it. And my name is Strategic.
Appreciate you.
My man.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
you
What
know,
you had? What was that?
make breakfast from the spot down the street.
Friday.